Hey friends, and welcome back today for a brand new video. We are going to be playing with the new Too Faced holiday collection. I thought this would be a fun video to film, me sharing the new Too Faced holiday sets. I have quite a few palettes here. I think I have 5 different palettes, some little gift sets to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started. So Too Faced sent these my way, and initially I was like, should I film with them, or like, are they interested in this? But I'm really interested in this myself, so I was like, I should film with it. So there are quite a few different gift bundles that they sent my way. So the first one is the Christmas Bake Shop. This one looks really cute. So it actually has 3 different palettes in here. So this one would be perfect if you're looking for like a gift option, that maybe you buy this for yourself and then you gift like 3 of these palettes to someone else. I mean, get your money's worth. This one also comes with a little mini Better Than Sex mascara, which we love, and these minis I feel like come in a lot of the holiday sets. But here's a look at the palettes. So they're like good size eyeshadow palettes, like super cute. So the first one here in this set is this one right here, which is the Christmas Bake Shop, and this is the Ginger Snap palette. So love that. Ginger Snap. Ooh, okay, this is like a neutral palette. I feel like everyone would kind of like this here. So here is a look at that one right there. This is the Ginger Snap again. It does have that chocolatey scent to it, which I love. This is nice and thin too. And then the next one is the Chocolate Chip palette. Ooh, I like the pink in here. So here is a look at the Chocolate Chip palette, and this one actually has a highlighter in there. And then the last one in the bundle is the Sugar Cookie set. I really like this one. This is, again, the Sugar Cookie one. So I thought we could try these out. I'm going to kind of try each one of them, but I'll share them first. So these are all 3 of these palettes. So here are the swatches of the gingerbread palette. It actually swatched really nicely. Everything looks pretty pigmented. I will say this blush does look a little bit nude, like almost too nude for my skin tone, but we'll see when I try it on. It looks like good swatches. I'm pretty impressed with these. Let me show you the other palettes. And here are swatches of the Sugar Cookie palette. This one is really nice, especially this cool tone shade right here in the mint. Really pretty. And here are the swatches of the Chocolate Chip palette. All of them swatch really nicely. I'm actually surprised because sometimes the quality, I feel like in these holiday palettes, can be a little hit or miss, but these swatch really good. I'm excited to try them out on the face. So as I'm filming this right now, they're doing Cyber Monday sales. This is on sale right now for $37 for all 3 palettes, which I don't think is bad, like at all. Like, I think it's amazing. You get that little mini mascara too. So yeah, if you are able to hop on these while you get the sale, like, it makes them even better. We'll try out the palettes in a second. And then there are, of course, more holiday sets. These are just the ones that I have, but there's a ton more on their websites. I was seeing some like lip bundles, some other cheek palettes, or I know there's like those mini little tin palettes. So there's definitely a lot more going on. So I'll link their whole holiday shopping list down below. And again, those sales are going on. But next we have the Yummy Gummy Limited Edition Makeup Collection. So this one is another set. I think this one has a little bag with it. So cute. So it says, I want candy, and then it has all of the little gummy bears on there. I'm not a huge fan of like little bags. I mean, I know a lot of people use them, but for me, I have so much makeup that like I never use something like this, but I think that they're so cute. And then here is the palette. This is actually nicer quality than I was thinking, like on the outside. So it actually has all the little gummy bears on there, and they're kind of raised. So that's why I was saying it was nicer than I was thinking. Sometimes I feel like holiday packaging can be a little lackluster sometimes, but here is a look at the inside of the palette right here. It's got a lot of really pretty purple shades. We've also got a cute little mirror there as well. So we've got eyeshadows and then also a blush in here. So that is really pretty. And then you also get a lip injection in here. So this is the Lip Injection Lip Balm, and this is the shade Yummy Bear. So a new color. Look at the top. It's really cute there. So let's put this on while I'm just like sitting here, because I feel like these take a while to activate. If you've never tried them before, they are great because they're lip plumper, but the balm is really hydrating, which is nice. So it's not going to be like overly sticky or anything like that. So there's that. I like the color a lot. It has a little bit of like reflect in it, but not overly reflective. So there's that. And then let me show you swatches of the little gummy bear palette. So here is a look at the swatches. I will be honest with you, I was expecting to like swatch these palettes and have them be like super powdery and like non-pigmented, because I have had experience with holiday palettes from Too Faced like that in the past, where like you can like barely swatch them, but these all are swatching really nicely. They seem pretty pigmented. The foiled shimmers look nice. So like I said, I'll be curious when I get into the trying out portion, but this one is super cute, and I love that it comes with a little gloss, and it's like a big size. It's not just like a little mini, which is nice. And then the last Too Faced holiday product I have to show you is the You Drive Me Crazy Donut palette. And this one is big, like a huge little bundle. I know inside of this you also get I think an eyeliner and a mascara as well. A little mini Better Than Sex, so another little guy of that. And then this is actually a full-size eyeliner. So this is in the Killer Liner formula, and the shade is Killer Black. So just a black kohl liner, which is nice if you need one of those. It's nice to get it in here. And then the palette here is the You Drive Me Crazy donut palette. Again, it's kind of raised here, and it's big. Like, this is a big palette. And then a look at the inside, it does have blushes as well as eyeshadows in here, which is really pretty. So if you're someone who's looking for, you know, a palette that has your like basic neutrals but some fun pops in there, I think this would be nice. I like these because they do make good gifts, and not everyone has, you know, a massive makeup collection. Maybe if you're watching this video, you do, or maybe you don't. Sometimes I feel like these are good for, you know, the average person who doesn't have, you know, these massive collections like the rest of us do. But this palette is actually really pretty. The color story is kind of cute. Here are swatches of all of the shades. So as you can tell, there are a lot of like repetitive shades in here. Like a lot of these browns kind of look similar. I feel like they would definitely look similar on the eyes. The shimmers I don't think are as pigmented as they are in the other palettes in this one. And that's kind of what I'm used to in these like larger palettes. Sometimes I feel like they're just not, you know, as versatile as some of these little minis, just because I feel like there's a lot of like the same kind of browns going on in here. But it is still pretty, and they do still swatch nicely. They're just not as foiled as some of the other shades in the other palettes, but I'm still going to try them out and still see. And then you do get the blushes in here too, so you actually get 4 different blush shades, which is really nice. And here are swatches of the blush shades. So you can tell they are a little bit lighter. These are even built up, so those are definitely not going to be like super pigmented blushes. They're definitely going to be ones that you kind of want to, you know, build up a little bit. Sometimes I don't mind that, because sometimes my blushes, if they're too pigmented, I can go a little ham a little quickly. So that is the last palette right here. I'd say out of all of them that we swatched so far, this one's a little bit lackluster, but the other ones I'm very, very impressed with swatch wise. So let's get into trying some of them out. We'll see how they work on the face. I'm going to kind of just mix and match different palettes and kind of go for a little bit of everything, so that way we can try all of the products out. And let's get into that now. I think I'm going to start with this palette, just because I said this one was the one that like kind of, you know, wasn't like the most pigmented I feel like in the swatches, because I want to try that one out and see how it looks on the eyes. So let's go ahead and start. Let me zoom you up a little bit so I get you a little closer. So I'm going in with the shade first. This is called Germa Girl, and I'm just going to apply that to my lid. So I'm just going to build that up so far. I mean, it's showing up, but it's kind of a little bit of a lighter color. And then let's move into the Chocolate Hunk shade right here, and we'll apply a little bit of that to this outer portion of the lid. Yeah, so even in that, it just looks like, look at it in the pan, like it looks pretty pigmented, and then on my lid, I feel like you can like barely see it. So kind of what I was thinking, the pigmentation on this palette is just a little bit less than ideal for me personally. But I don't want this video to be a dud, because I feel like those other palettes seem really nice. So let's go in with those next. Let's just move over to one of the other palettes. I think this one was the one I was most interested in. Yeah, this one right here, the Sugar Cookie. This one looks beautiful. Like, I want to try that mint shade out on the lid. So let's go in with this nice package right here. And let's see if this is any more pigmented when I apply it, because this is like a similar, yeah. Like, see that? What a difference. Because this literally looks the same in the pan as that other shade in the other palette. But, like, look at the pigmentation compared to that. So I'd say go for these palettes more than the larger palette. I'm going to go into this light shade right here in the Gummy Bear palette, and I'm actually going to apply that just to my brow bone, because I feel like that first shade got a little bit messy, like that pink, which I wasn't trying to do. So I'm just going to try to like blend those a little bit more here. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with Claws with a Stir. This one here looks so pretty. It's like that cool tone brown, and I'm just going to also bring this into my crease and kind of bring this a little bit more forward. I never do this, like hardly ever, but I kind of want to start over, because I feel like those first mats that we put down are just not blending. Like, I just like can't get stuff to blend over top of them. So I'm gonna just wipe this off, and we'll start over with the other palettes. Like, leave that big palette out of it, because I really think it's those mats that we first used that are just causing it hard, like making it hard for me to blend the other shadows. Like, I normally just try to make it work, but I feel like it wouldn't be fair, because I feel like those other palettes seem good, so I don't want to like write off the whole collection. So let's start with this palette again. Like I said, this one looks beautiful. I want to work with this one. So we're going to do the Go Elfin Wild here in the corner, and apply this first and see how this works just using this palette at the beginning. And then I'll go in with a couple other of these smaller ones too, but I'm just going to start with this palette first. All right, so I've got that shade laid down, and then let's go and move into the Claws Stir right here. Pick that shade up, and then again, just place that on this lower portion, and then start to blend that inwards. I'm gonna try to keep it nice and low. That already seems so much better. So now let's take the black in the palette, and let's use that to just deepen that up a little bit more in the outer portion, and then we're gonna go in with that mint shade because it looks so pretty. I don't mind when palettes have blacks. I know not everybody loves it, but I really like getting definition like in my outer corner over here, so I don't mind blacks, and palettes actually really like it when they have them. And then I'm just going to take my finger into this mint shade right here and apply that just directly with my finger. Ooh, that is pretty, especially with the black. Okay, yeah, feeling this look now. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade called Treat Yourself right here and place that one kind of in between the two of them, just to try out another color like right in here. That one seems like it's a little bit more chunkier of a glitter, and this green shade is a little bit more of like a satin almost. I feel like we need an inner corner highlight. I'm just staying in this palette right here. I feel like this is my one that I'm liking right now, but I'm going to place this just in my inner corner. I'm going to use my pinky, and then I'm going to go under and just like clean it up because I haven't applied any powder yet. Okay, so yeah, this look is really pretty. I do like it. It has a lot of dimension to it, kind of fun. Now let's actually add some of the colors to the lower lash. So let's use another palette for that. I'm going to go into this Gummy Bear one right here, and I'm going to use the shade right here called Sticky Fingers. This one has that pink look to it. I'm going to add just a little bit of that here to lower lash. And then I'm going to use the liner from the collection and place that just here in the outer portion and a little bit to my upper waterline as well. And then I'm going to use some Better Than Sex mascara. I think this one came out last year holiday. It has all these rhinestones on it, which is so pretty. Alright, so now that we've got our mascara, let's go ahead and try out some of the blushes. So I'm going to stick with this Gummy Bear palette. I'm going to use the one in here. This is called Yummy Bear, which is so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this one. Oh, alright. It's very powdery. I noticed that even when I put it on in the pan, but like on my face it would like did that. Like very powdery. But this color has a little bit of shimmer to it. I don't know if it's like really picking up on camera. There it is, a little bit. It has definitely a luminosity. Definitely has a luminous look to it, but you can see in the pan, like, do you see how like much powder there is? So just be careful you don't like overly scoop your brush in, or you're gonna like ruin the powder. So just go light-handed with your brush. But it's very pigmented. It actually looks more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. I know it's probably not picking up as much on camera, but like in person I can definitely see a lot of it, and it definitely has like a nice luminous look to it. I think the blush in here is really pretty. Let's try the one, I think it's probably the same color in the other palette, but let's grab that one. Yeah, so let's grab this larger one and see for these ones. So I think that the pink poinsettia kind of seems similar to the last shade, but I'll add a little bit of that. Yeah, it seems very similar. Kind of has the same like luminous look to it, and it's just as pigmented, so be careful with that one. And then let's add a little bit of this one, the Kismis, and this one seems to be pretty powdery as well. I feel like I have so much blush on right now. I'm just gonna grab a clean fluffy brush and kind of just go over what I did, because I feel like I got a little intense, a little more than I was wanting, but I mean they're pretty pigmented, so you don't have to complain about that. Just be a little bit more light-handed maybe than I was. Alright, that is going to do it for this video. I feel like I'm pleasantly surprised with the way that this turned out, because I feel like we were a little rocky there in the beginning, but I do really like this eye look. I think it's really, really pretty, and I like the cheeks. I feel like they look nice and hydrated, nice and glowy. I very much enjoyed my experience working with this palette. I thought it looks nice, like I said, on the eyes. It blended nicely, looked pigmented, all that. So these together I think are good. This one, however, I just feel like I could do without. I just feel like the mattes just didn't blend very well, and I feel like, I don't know, I didn't even go for the shimmers in here, so I'm still going to try it out, try it again, but I feel like the quality of this was a little bit lackluster compared to the qualities on these ones. I don't know what it is about, like maybe the larger pans. I don't know what's the difference is, but I was definitely happier with this palette here. And then the little gummy bear palette, we didn't use too many of the shades besides that little pink one and the blush in here, but I did think the blush was really pretty. So you guys have to let me know down below if you're planning on getting any of these. I'll continue to try them out, and if I have any updated changes on the formula or anything, I'll let you know down in a pinned comment. Thank you as always for watching. Again, I'll link these down below if you're curious, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye, friends.